Salams and welcome. Thank you for joining me in another episode of the Quran in English Basics for Beginners. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Verse 57 of this beautiful chapter, Surah Waqia, the inevitable event, chapter 56 of the Quran. Now the next few verses are giving the guarantee that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creator. There is indeed a supreme creator of the heavens and the earth. Those who believe in the supreme creator end up in paradise. Those who don't believe in the supreme creator will end up in hell. And the evidence and proof of the existence of the supreme creator is all around us in nature as well as within ourselves. It is we who have created you. Why will you not witness the truth? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying very clearly, in very simple terms, there's nothing complicated about this, that human beings have been created. Very simple, very straightforward. Yet there are people, the followers of Charles Darwin, the evolutionists, the social Darwinists and others, we say, no, there's no such thing like God. We have come from chimpanzees and monkeys and apes. Human beings have come from monkeys. How did they come to that conclusion? I do not understand. And then some of them will pretend, well, they are intelligent. Some of them are intelligent, some of them are good people, some of them are wonderful people. But how they are deceived by Satan or Shaitan, I cannot understand. Because even if you use a rudimentary amount of intelligence, you use your knowledge, you don't have to be a super genius to know that if you look around you, there's so much perfection in nature, there's so much perfection in the cosmos, in the universe, that it is impossible for all of this to come through a matter of chance. But yet these people are shy to use the word God, or they're too arrogant to use the word God. I don't know what the difference is. And why they refuse to believe in the existence of a supreme creator. They possibly regard it as a sign of weakness, and they mock the religious followers. They mock those who love the spiritual side of life. And they say, no. What they say, a famous statement is, religion is the opium of the believers. And they make slogans like that as if they are better than everybody else. But if you look at a human being, and if you look at just one cell of a human being, one simple cell of a human being is more advanced and more complicated than a BMW or a Rolls-Royce factory. Right? Let's just do it very, very quickly, very, very simply. Okay, that's too big. My camera won't be able to catch that. Let me make a smaller circle. Okay, and then here we've got a biological cell. And then we have a semi-permeable membrane. The semi-permeable membrane here is like passport control. It will allow, you've got various channels, sodium, potassium channels, calcium channels, but it's basically passport control. It doesn't allow any solid to come in and out. It's got its own intelligence. Then you've got a beautiful mitochondrion here, and that produces your ATP molecules for your energy, your adenosine triphosphate. Basically, that is your Duracell batteries that gives you your energy in your body, right? So the question is, who created a cell which got intelligence? The cell has got passport control. Who told the cell to only allow certain things in and out to ensure homeostasis, so that the cell doesn't take in too much water, otherwise it will swell up and explode, or if the water goes out, it will shrink and become dehydrated and you can die. Who gave the cell that intelligence? Scientists will, no, that's just the way it is. No, that's not the way it is. Someone has made it like this. And let's look at some of the features just of one cell, which is more advanced than a Rolls-Royce factory. It's got the mitochondria. These, as I said, it's a Duracell battery. Now we've got 30 trillion cells, biological cells. In addition, we got another 30 to 40 trillion bacteria in your gut, but leave that aside. Let's just look at the cells. Then we've got the histosomes, we've got the lysosomes, we've got the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, we've got the rough endoplasmic reticulum, we've got the Golgi apparatus, you've got the messenger RNA, then you got your nucleus and your nucleolus, and you got your DNA, amazing DNA molecule, which is a double spiral, double helix, the most complicated and the most advanced molecule in the entire universe. It is made up of 4 base pairs, adenine, cytosine, guanine, and thymine, giving you 3 billion base pairs from the father and 3 billion base pairs from the mother, giving you in the chromosomes, giving you XX, giving you a female, and XY giving you a male. And one strand of that DNA molecule is 2 meters in length. So 2 meters multiplied by 30 trillion. Do a calculation for me quickly. How much is 30 trillion multiplied by 2 meters, and you will get the length of the DNA in one human being? And some estimates have made it that that thing is so many billions of kilometers or millions of kilometers long, it will go like 1,000,000 times around our planet Earth. That is just for one human being. Who created this? It is so complicated, it is impossible for a monkey to create this, or for a unicellular organism 4.5 billion years ago in the primordial soup to create this. And the question that scientists can never answer, no scientist has answered this question, that how did a few amino acids in the primordial soup 4.5 billion years ago, they are inanimate, they are dead. Amino acids are dead. How did they become alive? How did they come to life? There's not a single scientist who can explain this, nor can this experiment be proved in their laboratory. It is impossible. They do not know how life started, but they only talk about afterward. Okay, then a multicellular organism, and reptiles and fish and lizards and mammals and chimpanzees, and then humans. That's all as far as we as Muslims are concerned. We say, the Quran says clearly, we created you. Why will you not witness the truth? Why are you saying that the chimpanzee, you came from a monkey? God most merciful has created human beings with honor and dignity, not from monkeys. We are not monkeys. We are not baboons. We are not chimpanzees. There's a vast difference. These atheists will make us pretend, hey, we are like 99%, 98%. We share the same thing with chimpanzees. That's rubbish. There's no comparison between a human being and a chimpanzee. I'm sorry to say. If you think we are like chimpanzees, then good luck to you. If you think your great-grandfather was a baboon or a chimpanzee, well, that's good luck to you. I don't get involved in family politics. As far as I'm concerned, I believe what the Quran tells me. And the Quran tells me that no, we haven't come from monkeys and chimpanzees. It is God most merciful who has created us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us. Why won't you witness this truth? Why are you coming up with your fancy stories that no human beings have come from monkeys and chimpanzees and baboons and gorillas and gibbons and orangutans and all of that? If you want to believe that, that's fine. But don't share that false knowledge in our schools and in our evolution textbooks and our biology textbooks. Keep that to yourself, please. Because the reality is that God exists. Why are you denying the simple truth that God exists? Are you too ashamed to use the word God? Are you too arrogant to use the word God? When the Quran is saying clearly, God created us, you say, no, 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 no. God didn't create us, it is a baboon or a monkey. Really? Why don't you want to witness the truth? What's wrong with you? Coming up with your own stories and trying to deceive humanity, because then you can perpetuate social Darwinism, which is injustice and racism, to say no, survival of the fittest. If we're a strong country, we can attack a weaker country. Really? Verse 57, it is we who have created you. Why will you not witness the truth? Do you then see the human seed that you throw out? I'm just trying to get my focusing sorted out here. Do you then see the human seed that you throw out? Is it you who create it, or are we the creators? The human seed, the spermatozoa, which gives you life. Yeah, here's the spermatozoa. It gives you life, and you have an egg. Here's the egg, and here's the sperm. I was saying, did you, oh you human being, did you create the sperm? Where did the sperm come from? Just the other day, I was talking to someone on the comment section, and this person refuses to believe in God. Totally refuses. Nice person, atheist, but refuses. And I said, where's your evidence? I said, where did you come? Who created you? He said, no, my mother and my father created me. Really? This is the type of confusion that people have. He's saying, no, his mother and father created him. I said, is your mother a scientist? Is your father a scientist? Do they have a laboratory? Did they create you? No. All that they did, they were just in a bedroom. That's all that they did. They're not capable of creating a human being. I mean, even baboons and animals and horses and donkeys know the basics of reproduction. Even frogs know reproduction. Even your kittens and cats know reproduction. That doesn't mean they create anything. How can we be so illogical to say, yes, my mother and father created me? There's no such thing like that. The supreme creator of the heavens and the earth created you. And through that process, he gave Eve eggs in her fallopian tubes. He gave her ovaries, eggs in her ovaries, and he gave the man spermatozoa, so that when the spermatozoa and the egg unite, then you can get fertilization and you get a new baby being born. But you are not a scientist. You did not create the sperm. You did not create this egg. What makes you so arrogant to think that you are the creator of a new baby? You have created that baby, really? That means a 13-year-old girl and a 14-year-old boy, they have sex together. Now they are absolutely outstanding professors and they are scientists because they know how to create a baby, really? How can we be so ignorant? It really baffles me when people think like this. It's really, really baffling. Whereas Islam is very simple, it's very easy, it's very straightforward. But somehow, some people today, they are taking their knowledge and they're throwing it out of the window. They are taking their common sense and they're throwing it out of the window. As a belief, man, sir, don't take your common sense and throw it out of the window. It is shameful because we are dignified human beings. We haven't come from baboons and monkeys and chimpanzees as a belief. If you want to believe that, then good luck. I don't have a problem with you. If you want to believe your great-grandfather was a monkey, then good luck to you. That's you and your family, you all sort it out. As far as I'm concerned, I say, no, God most merciful has created me as a dignified human being. Not from a baboon and a chimpanzee and a gibbon and an orangutan. As a belief. And the sperm, you haven't created it. You haven't created the sperm. You haven't created your own body. You haven't created your brain. A human being has not created itself. An elephant has not created itself. A lion has not created itself. A giraffe has not created itself. A dolphin has not created itself. When are we going to learn that there is a creator in the universe? A bee did not create itself. A kangaroo did not create itself. A lion or a wildebeest or a hippopotamus, are we saying that a hippopotamus created itself? That the male hippopotamus created its own sperm, that the male hippopotamus is a professor and the female hippopotamus is a professor, and no, they now know how to create a new baby hippopotamus as a belief, man. So let us not have that type of. We are throwing our common sense out of the window. Let us not be so ignorant. Let's use some common sense and logic. So is it you who created, or are we the creators? Indeed, Allah is the Creator Supreme. We have decreed death to be your common lot, and we are not to be frustrated. It is a guarantee that every single human being will die. It is a guarantee that every single human being will then be brought back to life again. And it's a guarantee that every single human being will stand in front of God on the day of judgment. Nobody can escape that. Even if you don't believe in it, you're still going to be there. If you don't believe in God, it doesn't mean God does not exist. It just means you are living a very serious, dangerous, and foolish life. Because if you don't believe in God, you are not developing your soul. What kind of soul are you going to give to God if you're not going to even develop your spiritual dimension? Are you that brave going to in front of God with this risky thing that you haven't even developed your soul? What's wrong with the people? We have decreed death to be your common lot, and we are not to be frustrated from changing your forms and creating you again in forms that you know not. It's a guarantee. God will bring you back to life again. He will give you a new body which you will not even imagine how God managed to do that. And this is a guarantee and a reality. And you certainly know already the first form of creation. Why then do you not celebrate His praises? Subhanallah wa bihamdi, Subhanallah al-Azim. Oh Allah, indeed, you are the best of creators. Ya Rabbal Alameen. Are we so ignorant that we see when God created something the first time, are we so foolish to say, no, 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 He can't do it the second time? Really? Of course He can do it the second time and even a million times again. So, please, answer. Get the copy of the Quran today. Let's get a clear understanding of who we are as human beings. And remember, never, ever, never, ever remove God from the equation of your life. Stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillah.